Hi guys, I'm not an expert on how Parliament works, but damn, the optics here are pretty bad. Now, there's a continuous attempt to undermine a basic freedom to protest, and Suella Braverman and her government have been very busy using every piece of political arsenal to push legislation through both the House of Commons and the Lords to make it more difficult for people to stand up and exercise that right. Here Lord Coaker, the Shadow Home Office Minister, explains Labour's position when it comes to attempting to stop the Tories and their draconian measures, and it was pretty terrible to watch. Have a listen.
We will abstain, as I say, on the fatal motion. We will not block this legislation. So let me be clear to those who keep asking me whether the official Labour position, His Majesty's opposition position, is to block the bill. We will not do that. I understand why some people would wish that to be otherwise, but as His Majesty's opposition, we will respect convention. We will respect tradition. We will respect the right way of doing politics in our country. And I don't believe that it necessarily shows any respect for the way that democracy votes by voting down the opinion of the elected government of the day. The way to change that is, in my view, at the next election, to get rid of this government and put another government in its place. That is the way forward.
Okay, so a few things to say about this. First of all, the optics are horrible. It makes the Labour Party look weak. It makes the Labour Party look no different to the Tories. We're not going to stand in the way of the Tory government. Now, I've been trying to get as much information about this as possible, and as I said at the beginning, I'm not an expert on Parliament. I'm not sure about how things work, but I've heard arguments saying, well, the Labour Party have no choice here. This is a bill. Well, this is a legislation against Just Stop Oil, and Labour are seen as connected to Just Stop Oil, and this is going to turn people off the Labour Party at the general election because the Tories will be able to use this, any attempt to block legislation against Just Stop Oil as propaganda against the Labour Party. I don't know if I buy that, because it just comes across as weak. You're supposed to be standing up for people's rights. Now, on the other side, the arguments are that this isn't a bill, that this is a statutory instrument, which is not a bill. So the Labour Party in the House of Lords are not opposing a bill, they're opposing a statutory instrument. So they're not fighting against democracy or, breaking any rules here by refusing to accept something that was presented by the elected House. This is outside the scope of that. But once again, I'm not an expert, so I don't know if my criticisms are legitimate or not. But looking at it from the optics point of view, you have a Tory government pushing through legislation in the House of Commons, which is stripping away people's right to protest, be it for Just Stop Oil or not. And you have a Labour Party in the House of Lords saying, well, we're not going to stop it because it would be the wrong thing to do politically. So he seems to be taking the political high ground, not the moral high ground. The moral high ground would be, this is wrong. This is stripping away people's right to protest. The political high ground is, well, this is how things work and we're going to follow the rules. An argument against that, is, well, the Tories are going to use this. If we do it, then the Tories will do it in the House of Lords, when Labour have a majority government in the House of Commons. But I thought the House of Lords was going to be abolished. So then this wouldn't be a problem. So there's a lot of back and forth here. But as I said at the beginning, it looks horrible. And it's already turned off a lot of people who are, some sitting on the fence when it came to Keir Starmer, and others who were supportive of Labour. A lot of people have been turned off by this action. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.